Scales, President Obama wrapping up his nuclear security summit, over 50 nations. And some of the highlights, some of the bullets, President Obama saying that they have removed most of the world's deadly nuclear materials, all highly enriched materials from 50 sites, 30 countries, would equate to 150 nuclear bombs. The goal, of course, would be that nuclear weapons never get into the hands of terrorists. In the United States, he talked about new steps, training, fewer facilities, also getting rid of or jettisoning materials that could equate to 5,500 nuclear bombs, and Russia doing the same that would equate to 20,000 nuclear bombs, along with new detection systems and other things. I want to bring back the panel here and I've got General Robert Scales, Walid, Phares, Jillian Melcher, Carl Higbee, who's been on this set, wants to jump in here and talk about this. Lisa Booth with us as well, and some observations about that Obama made about the appearance of America and the rest of the world. We also have Vince Colonnese with us as well. But I want to go to you first, Walid, because you and I, we discussed right leading up to this, perhaps this summit, mentioning some of the ideas of Donald Trump, and sure enough, President Obama said it's been mentioned sort of in the halls, if you will. But his comments were interesting in the sense that he essentially said that Donald Trump, with whom you're on his foreign policy team, doesn't know much about foreign policy, nuclear policy, the Korean Peninsula, or the world in general. And it sounded like he would be an absolute catastrophe for all of the work and goodwill that has been built up around the world, particularly around this issue. What do you say to that?
Well, I would reverse the statement and see what Senator Obama knew about world politics, about ethnic conflict, about nuclear situation in 2008, just before he enters the White House. And of course, Mr. Trump knew much more about. I don't want to enter the politics. What I understood from his State of the Nukes worldwide is that he's talking about the management of what has been agreed upon by people who had the intention. That's 90% of the planet. START 1, 2, 3, all these organizations have agreed, and they have executed this. The problem is not that. The problem basically are the new emerging crisis. And the new emerging crisis in the 90s, he mentioned that quickly, India and Pakistan are still under control, but the conflict may reverse this. The more important ones is North Korea, Iran, and the uncontrollable situation with ISIS. Right. That is the real challenge, not those who are implementing agreements.
General Scales, on that note, I was really shocked. One of the questions was about the Iran supreme leader actually complaining about a lack of business coming into his country after signing this nuclear deal, and then even more shocked when President Obama seemed to go to bat for him. Okay? He said, listen, he said that they were actually carrying out their end of the bargain, that they were following the letter of the agreement. I mean, just superlatives about the actions of Iran when everyone else is saying it's pretty obvious why business isn't going there. These guys have been off the chain. They've been nuts before and even more so after the signing.
Let's just look at the technology that the Iranians are exploiting. They are continuing to test an intermediate-range ballistic missile capable of lifting a ton worth of payload. What is that? About a 50 to 60 kiloton nuclear weapon to a range of 1,100 miles. The distance from the western launch areas in Iran to Tel Aviv is 980 miles. What Iran is doing is a blatant program with the intention of dominating militarily in the Middle East, facing down Israel, and God forbid attempting to strike Israel with nuclear weapons. Business doesn't count in this. I don't think the Ayatollah cares about business. What he cares about is his religion and his passion with controlling the Middle East. It's just that simple, Charles.